So what we're going to do now is we're going to finish up the setup. So we're going to select our control. We're going to create a set driven key for this to control our shapes and then finish up the rig. So window, why am I up there? That doesn't make sense. We want key, set driven key, set. My control is the driver. I'm going to select the bridge. And this is going to become, we're going to select this, then emotes, and we're going to click on load driven. All right, let's click on mouth open and close. And we need to select these two. And when this is at 0, both of these should be default. And it's at 0. And I need to make a small adjustment to this because I changed what I was going to do slightly. So what I'm going to do is select mouth open and close, edit attribute, and we're going to give it a minimum of -10.
That's for the open, right?
Well, it's mouse only one of them, mouth open and close.
Okay.
All right, let's key these at default, and we hit key. Now, both of these are at 0, but we have a keyframe there. When this is at 10, our attribute mouth open and close is at 10, the mouth is going to be open. So I'm going to go back to emotes. Mouth open shape is going to go to 1. It can't go any higher than 1. Do not make it any higher than 1. And we're going to hit key. Then we're going to go here, mouth close, -10. And we go to emotes. Mouth close is going to be set to 1. And we hit key. So it opens and closes. Now, what we need to do is set this up so that we can turn our bridge on and off. Sometimes we want it on, sometimes we want it off. And this is what we're going to do. So the bridge on and off, we're going to select this, and we're going to go to bridge. And bridge, I need to select bridge and hit load driven. In this case, bridge 1. So when I go here, my bridge is off. My bridge value is going to be set to 0. I'm going to key that and hit key. Oops, select it first and hit key. And when this value is set to 1, which is on, my bridge value is going to be set to 1, on. And there we go. So here, let's say the mouth is closed and we're on, we see it. But if I turn it off, we don't. And that's because I selected the wrong attribute. So I'm gonna have to take a step back for a second. And no, nothing got keyed, so good. Alright, I'm okay. I need to actually have the right attribute selected. So, bridge on and off. Bridge. And then we can select the bridge node. We're going to break this. Break connection. Set this to 0. I'm going to set this to off 0. And we're going to key it. Mister, I made a mistake. So now, even if this is set to whatever, we're not going to see anything. Now, we go back to our bridge on and off. Turn that to 1, which is on. Bridge 1, set that to 1. We see it, just happened. We key it. And go there. It's off and on. So we have the ability to turn our bridge on and off, which sometimes you need it and you don't want any of the possibility of that stuff being animated. Sometimes things break. Who knows? Lots of things happening, but we want the ability to do that. Okay? So we have that. Now we need to put all of this together into one rig. I'm going to save my scene. And we need to name this controller control. So we have this, we got a fistGeo, we have our icon, and we have our blend shapes. Let's create some groups. So we have our character, world, controls, geo, scale, let's create one more and name it locked. And let's create one more. I know. Blend shapes. There we go. Alright, so we're going to take our blend shapes and put that in the blend shapes group. And then we're going to take our blend shapes and put that in our locked group. We're also going to take our control handle and put that in our locked group. Actually, that's probably going to have to go in the scale group. Yeah, we'll have to put that in the scale group. We'll handle that later. Okay. So my control, main control here, and my eye controls, and we just select that group. It's going to go into controls. And I'm missing this geometry from my blend shapes group, so let's select that. Hit P, parent is in there. And then my fistGeo will go, my fistGeo group will go into the geo group. And then my world group will get parented and go to my character group. My controls will get parented and go into the world group. My scale group will get parented and go into the world group. My geo will go into the scale group. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and put my locked in the scale group this time as well too. There's other instances where I can't do this, but this really isn't one of them. And then we'll put our twist handle in our locked group. Now, what we're going to do is set this up so it can move. So I'm going to select my control. We're going to select our eye control group. And we're going to do a parent constraint. And then we're going to do a scale constraint. So that moves with it. Even though now the eyes are going all over the place, that's what I want. Now, my controls group will also, the scale group will be parent constrained to the control. So select the control, select the scale group, constrain parent. And what I want to see right now, if I get some type of double transformation through this, and I'm not.
So you select the controller, not the controls group?
So what?
Do you select the control or the controls group?
The control.
Okay.
Now, let's go ahead and get this to scale. So I'm going to select my control, scale group, constrain, and we're going to do a scale constraint. Everything moves as one unit. Now, we have a problem. My twist is no longer working. It's moving it, but the twist is no longer deforming our object. What happened? Nope. Has nothing to do with our group. Has nothing to do with what I just did here. Has everything to do with what I did with my blend shapes. How many of you know what the order of deformations is? Order deformations is a list of what deformation is stacked upon another deformation. So what happens is the twist deformer needs to come before the blend shape. And this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to select my geometry. Actually, I need to select the group. And where's my fish groups in Geo? Fish group. And I need to right click. And I need to select inputs, all inputs. And it seems I may have done something backwards. So I'm going to have to work with this. And it looks like the twist is not on the group, it's on the actual geometry, which is fine. So select my fish, the geometry, and we're going to go to, don't know how I did that, I must completely just forgotten that I did it that way, but it's fine. And which is going to be a little bit different than the book, but it still is going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, oh, well, no. Select this, inputs, all inputs, that's fine. And you see here we have our blend shape coming before our nonlinear. We're going to middle mouse, we're going to middle button and drag the nonlinear above the blend shapes, or drag the blend shapes below the nonlinear. Select the blend shape with your middle mouse button, look up, and drag it below the nonlinear. Now, for my locked, we're going to hide this, and we're going to lock and hide everything but visibility. Blend shapes, we're going to lock and hide that, everything but visibility, and let's turn off the visibility on our blend shapes. Alright, fish, geo, that group, we're just going to lock and hide everything but visibility. Geo, lock and hide everything but visibility. Scale, lock and hide everything but visibility. The icon group, not the objects inside of the group, we're going to lock and hide everything but visibility. Controls, nothing. The control group, yes, we're going to lock and hide everything but visibility. World, lock and hide everything but visibility. And character, we're just going to lock and hide everything. File, save scene as. I'm going to name this final. And we'll do a quick test. I've already tested everything else out. And it works the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to save it again. And we're good to go.